Hi friends, I want to revisit playing the second octave. I know it is reasonably basic and a couple of reasons. We have a number of folks joining us who are new. My earlier videos, I like about that, but I think I can consolidate it and make it easier. So I've got a few things to share on how to get into playing the second octave. And if you're playing well and you're experienced and you feel like you're doing okay, this is still helpful for us because it reminds us of some of the basic principles that will help us be successful or trip us up. So before we talk about playing the second octave, we need to talk about playing the lower octave. That is the low D up to, let's say, the C sharp. And the most important thing is making sure the whistle's comfortable in your hands. Remember, for me, I start off with how I'm holding the whistle, put it in my mouth, and then see where my thumbs need to be and my little finger to stabilize it. And then I let my fingers rest on the whistle. And for me, that turns into a piper's grip because of the size of my hands, which isn't big. Whatever works for you there. And you can look at my other videos about different grips. So the first thing to do is to make sure that you're playing well covering the holes. Because, and I'm going to do an example here, if you're not covering the holes well, I'm going to slide one of my fingers out. I'm going to play the E, and I'm going to slide a finger out of the way. Oh, that doesn't go well, does it? Good hole coverage is critical to playing the lower and the upper octave. So work on that lower octave until you can play well. And once you've done that, then the second octave D is the top hole uncovered and all the other holes covered well. And really, there are some people who are going to tell you, blow really hard. Don't blow really hard. I've got a trick to help you realize how hard you need to blow on any note in the second octave. And that is play like the lower octave note and then just gradually increase your breath pressure until the second octave note shows up. That was the E. I'm going to do the same on the F sharp. I'm going to play the lower octave F sharp, and I'm just going to gradually and gently increase my breath pressure. Notice there's that little transition. I'm not starting off and just blowing as hard as I can. Then you're going to make, I don't even want to record that. You'll make bad sounds. But that's what a lot of us do. And it's okay if you're doing that. But it's not a matter of grab your whistle and blow as hard as you can. That's not going to help. Now, some folks might assume, like I did coming from a clarinet saxophone background, that playing the second octave is in how I hold my jaw, how I hold my cheek muscles, or clenching or something like that. That has nothing to do with it. It's keep your mouth relaxed. You could play over here. You could play straight on. Just make sure that the whistle's lightly in your mouth and you're not obstructing the airway. Wherever you're comfortable with it. So the first thing, play the lower octave well. Second thing, learn how much breath pressure is required to break into that second octave. high as you can. Also, please realize, yes, you can play the third octave D. You don't have to all that often. So don't stress over that. Don't even stress over the C sharp and the C natural. I've got a video I'll link up here on playing those. You're not going to play them that much. Don't get stressed over that. So get comfortable in the low octave, learn to increase your breath pressure, and then try and walk up the scale. Now, I did that intentionally. You notice the primary fingering for the second octave D is your index finger off. But if you're careful, you could play it with your index finger down. It is, I found, more consistent to play with the index finger up. Just practice that. The third point. Give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. Take your time, work on it a little every day. It's going to take a little while. And then pretty soon you'll realize, hey, I'm playing in the second octave. And it sounds okay. And it's consistent. This is one of the points I made with playing those really high notes. You know, you start off and, maybe 1 out of 10 times you're able to play a second octave F sharp. And then after a number of days of working on it, maybe it's 2 out of 10. And after a few weeks, it's 7 out of 10. Give yourself time. And after a little bit, not a long time, you're going to go, hey, I can do this. I do know some folks. And because some of you have told me. I picked up the whistle, I played both octaves, and it was easy. Sweet, I love it. That's not the majority of people. If that's you, give yourself a pat on the back, let us know, and we'll all celebrate. If you are like a lot of people, like most people, it's going to be difficult. I've played woodwinds for not years, decades. Since I was 7. And do I look like I'm 7? And I was trying too hard. Don't try too hard. Gentle breath pressure. Listen to yourself. I'm going to play the G. Listen to just how lightly you can breathe out and play a note. And then increase your breath pressure, decrease it. See how little air you need. And then just increase it gently and listen to yourself breaking into that second octave. Then when you go to play the second octave, after a while, you'll realize what breath pressure's required. You're teaching yourself little differences. It's minute enough to be tough. But don't blow too hard. It's okay. You don't have to clench your jaw. Just relax your mouth, increase your breath pressure a little bit. If you have any other tips and tricks for playing in the second octave, please share them. We have new friends in our group who are learning to play, and we want to help everybody because we're a community helping each other. I hope that helps, my friends. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy low D whistling and happy playing brand new notes.